Okay, so we've got an issue here. We're unloading in that upper field, and the drain tank unloading chain fell off. And what we've got going on is this shaft has moved out. We're still on the keyway right here, just barely. I'm assuming that there's supposed to be a bolt that comes in that shaft that kind of keeps everything tight. I cannot find it on John Deere parts, but we're going to get this chain off, try to push that back over. I can feel a threaded hole on that back side, and I'm just assuming that the bolt fell out. The washer that's supposed to be on there has fallen out as well. So we're going to go ahead and get this chain off, see if we can't push this back, get the chain back on there, and get a bolt in there or whatever we need to have to hold that together. So that's what we're working on. I opened up my little panel there and I found my bolt and washer. So we're gonna have to wait for some tools to get over here. Unless I got a ratchet strap, I gotta pull that sprocket chain tensioner down so that I can get this chain back together. But we don't have any tools over here. Well, I was able to get the bolt put back in there, but we need to release the tension on that sprocket there. So, yeah, this is no good. We do not have any tools over here. We've got this much corn left, and then we're going to be moving towards home, so we've got to wait for some tools to get here. Alright, we were able to, which we didn't have the camera on, we were able to muscle this together. I put a wrench up on there and forced that sprocket to come around. Being that there's some corn in the bin, those sprockets didn't want to turn, so it pulled down on the tensioner. Now we just need to get our master link back together. We've got a couple of guys coming over to grab these trucks out of here. They've got tools with them. We can tighten up that 16mm bolt on the back side of this shaft. So that fell out, and then it fell down in there, and we were able to pick it up. So we got very lucky to have found the parts that we need to get us back going. I thought I was going to have to run home and cut a piece of steel to make a washer and drill a hole in it and all that. That wouldn't have been too fun, huh? Alright, we're waiting for some tools and some other items here, and looking at that sprocket, it looks as though it's bent. we're going to just turn that on quick, let it run for a second, turn it back off again. Everything else seems to be fine, but I don't know if... Why don't you jump up in there and hit the unload? Let that run for a second. I don't appear to be that the shaft is bent. That sprocket might be. Let's see what it does here. Oh yeah, that sprocket's bent. We got holes in that auger housing and everything. And try to straighten it or what? Whack it with a sledgehammer. Boy, we've taken some of the wobble out. I whacked it with just this hammer, and that's not bad. However, if I need it, I gotta get a heavier hammer. And I think we could get that straighter than what it is. I don't know what in the heck that really is. I would assume it's just a hub coming into the center of that, but it's almost like this washer's going through falling through the center. That's not bad. It ain't perfect, but I think if I had a heavier hammer, I could really get that to straighten out. We just need to get some tools here. We have been down for almost an hour, about 52 minutes. We're 15 minutes away from the farm, but there's just not a real call for urgency. A lot of just lollygagging around. But with that wobbling, that has flexed this bin quite a bit, and we are paper thin. So in order to fix that problem, what you'd have to do is you have to pull the augers right out. Let's get fuel going in. We have to pull the augers right out, then you can put a liner in. There's an auger there, one there. So we've got the guys here. We're gonna get some fuel going in, tighten our bolts up, get some oil on that chain, and when these guys come back over, I'll have them bring a sledgehammer and we can whack on this and get that straighter. Alright, so we've removed this bolt, and what we're going to do is put some Loctite on it. We just kind of worry about it maybe falling out again. So we'll put this back in, tighten it up, and then they've brought a sledgehammer over. We've unloaded one drain tank load. We finished that up there, and then it looks like we got to hit it right there to try to get it straight. Alright, so we are going to pull over and offload this to see how straight we have that sprocket. Alright, try that. We are going to roll on out of here. I've got to get that situated as far as getting a sprocket for that, and get that ordered up so we can get that on there so we don't have any more problems. So we're going to travel back towards home, get on some corn near there, and we'll keep on it here. Well, we are into the following day here now, and the combine made it home last night, so we're able to fill that with fuel. Right at home, I'm going to service it while that's filling with fuel. I'm going to go ahead and climb up to the top of this silo and see how full it is. So we'll see you guys when we get up there. Should be maybe half full. Well, we have made our way to the top, and you can hear the crawler running in the lagoon down below. Jared is running that to agitate the manure. Now that field that we were chopping in on one of the last days here when Andrew was running was that cornfield right there. And there's a driveway coming in down off the road there, and then he was going in and out right around where that yellow wagon is. And the bucket tractor, he was going down in there. And that one spot that he had trouble coming up out of the field was right about where that tree is, right off the corner of the lagoon. So we are down 17 doors. So we're right around half full. Everything appears to be right where it needs to be as far as all the pieces and the parts that are on the unloader, which is a good sign. So we'll go ahead and make our way back down. This will hold maybe 30 loads, 25 to 30 more loads. I think I just heard the fuel nozzle click off, so we need to get down on the ground, get the combine serviced up, and get rolled on out of here. That is our sand bedding truck headed over to the far barn over on the other side of where the milk truck is sitting. So our parlor is right there, right where the milk truck is, middle barn, 2 barns over. That's the parlor barn, and then we have milk cows in this barn here, and then the one on the other side of that white silo, that is a milk tank silo, and then the far barn on the other side has heifers and dry cows in one small portion of it. One small portion has dry cows in that. And then we have calves in that building there, and then heifers in the other 4 buildings. We just had a sand delivery. Guy's pulling out. He was just backing in when I went to climb up the silo. Nate's coming across the road to the telehandler. We got that telehandler put together just in time for a project that he just got done with now, loading tires onto a trailer that are going into a recycling plant. If you recall, we have been purchasing these cut tires, and we have BMR silage in those bunks right there, bunks that you can see. We used all cut tires on them. However, the little bit of corn, or a little bit of that bunk there, we had to use regular tires on, and then over on that far side there we used cut tire, or full tires there as well. We have a few full tires on this portion of this bunk, and I'm thinking that we're gonna lack maybe 2 trailer loads of tires to be able to cover these bunks with complete cut tires. Load of milk is just leaving. There should be another truck pulling in here anytime now. Sometimes 2 of them are here at the same time at this particular time. So let's go ahead and get climbed down. This is doing a very nice job distributing the corn in this silo. Some silos have a distributor right on the spout, and it comes out to about this area here, and it's just a deflector. It either lets it blow over to the far side of the silo, or you pull a cable, let the deflector down, and it dumps it on this side. But this silo here is 24 feet wide, and they advised us to have an actual motor distributor on this to where it spins it to the outside of the silo all the way around this edge here. And if you see or can see the pile that is in the silo, it is a little higher on the outsides, dished down a little bit in the middle, and that does a nice even job of filling the silo. The harvest store over across the road, which we don't use those 3 silos over there. That harvest, both of them harvest stores have bottom unloaders in them. The far cement silo on the other side, that's a 20 by 65. That has the same style unloader that this one has. That one, when I was a kid, had this style distributor on it. However, my father ended up switching it over to the regular distributor that is on the spout, which you would switch it. One load you'd put on one side, and then the opposite load you'd put close to the fill side of the silo. So we need to go ahead and get climbed down. All right, join you when we get to the bottom. Well, we are getting right after it here. However, this field that we are on is a little muddy. Combine's wandering sideways some. I think we better stop. Yeah, let's stop right here. Yeah, so we're not really gonna be able to do too much unloading on the go here. This whole farm is on a little bit of a side hill, and we don't really need to dip that auger down into the grain buggy. When we serviced the combine this morning, I didn't show you guys, but that gear, that drive gear on the unloading auger, well, it's a drive gear for the vertical auger going up to feed this horizontal auger that empties the grain out into the grain buggy. That drive sprocket was bent again. We brought it back straight with a sledgehammer. I'm carrying a sledgehammer with me now, and I ended up ordering the parts I need to get that replaced out. We did a couple of small pieces of corn here this morning. That was dry corn. Well, it was drier. It was in the low 20s. And that ended up going to Genoa. This here's running around 27, 28% moisture. And I think the rest of what we have in this general area is gonna run wet as well. We need about, well, we need about 500 ton to fill that silo. And it looks as though what we have in this area is probably gonna fill it. So with that being said, that is gonna do it for this video. We'll keep plugging away here. Not much more I can show you, I don't think anyways, other than corn coming into the head. These ears are busting out of their husks, yielding pretty good. This is a Hubner 6134, and we've been on this variety now for a couple of days. So that's gonna do it, folks. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you at the next one.